Okay, boys and girls, take out your math packet. You should have done this one yesterday to review plane shapes. And today we're going to be counting and graphing plane shapes as well as sorting 2D and 3D shapes. We practiced that a little bit yesterday if you did the boom cards. And in the presentation, Miss Bonnie had that presentation for you, and the boom cards were in it, and you could practice differentiating, being able to determine what was two-dimensional and what was three-dimensional. And count and graph, here's what we're going to do. So take this sheet out. It should say count and graph. And we're going to count the objects, color the graph to show how many. Okay, so what I want you to do is we're going to go down to squares. And I want you to take a marker. If you want, you can use a marker, crayon, or colored pencils, and I want you to color all the squares so we don't miss any. Okay, so I've got all my squares I'm going to color in because I want to make sure I count them correctly. Right now I'm collecting data. So I'm collecting data and counting all of the squares, and I think I found them all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to color in that many blocks. So let's count how many we see. I shouldn't have colored in that yet. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to color 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks because I have 4 squares. Okay, then I'm going to count triangles. So I'm going to go to my graph. Let's find another color. I think I'm going to go grab another marker. You can use markers, you can use crayons, you can use colored pencils. I'm going to use green, and I'm going to color all of the triangles that I see. I see 1, I see 2, I see 3, I see 4, I see 5. Do you see any more triangles? I don't. So I'm going to color in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? I want you to pause the video here, and I want you to complete the rest of your graphing. Okay, hopefully you paused the video and you completed your graphing because right now we're going to be doing our shape sort. Okay, so some items are two-dimensional. That means that they're flat. And other items are three-dimensional, other shapes, and that means that you can pick them up and use them. Okay, or they have dimension to them. That's a little bit hard to understand, but here's what we're going to do. I want you to go back in your presentation slides, and I want you to review what is flat and what is solid. Okay, two-dimensional, three-dimensional. If you have not looked at the slides that help you.
Your Alexa timer is done.
Oh, Alexa, please stop. Thank you. Tristan? Your Alexa timer is up. You can move on. Sorry about that. We have timers set in this house all over the place. You're going to cut out all of these shapes on the dotted lines, and you're going to glue what is a plane shape. So let's look at this stop sign, for example. Is this a two-dimensional shape or a three-dimensional shape? In the slides that were provided, you should be able to tell if this is a two-dimensional or a three-dimensional. And if it is two-dimensional, you would glue it here. If it is three-dimensional, you will glue it here. Let's look at this cube. Okay, this is a cube. It is not a square. A square is flat. A cube looks like you can pick it up. Okay, so this cube, is that two-dimensional, flat, or three-dimensional, solid? It is a three-dimensional shape, so you're going to cut it out and glue it here. Okay, so I want you to take a look at all of the shapes and decide, is it flat, like a piece of paper, or is it three-dimensional, something that you can pick up?